Good morning, boys and girls. What's Steve-O playing with today? He's got a little Combat Max Force Roach Gel. What is he doing with it? Look at this. What is this? This is codfish. Codfish. What are we doing with this? Putting a nice little batch of roach gel bait on that. Okay. How much you need? How much you need for this operation? I don't have a clue. I'm just winging it. So, got this little bamboo skewer thing right here. Let's blend her up. Let's get all that fish coated. It's got kind of a, I don't know, this stuff's got kind of a, almost smell like something like a horse feed or something. I don't know. But it's got this poison in it. It's only 1%. It's FIPRONIL. That's the active ingredient. And then you got 99.99% of something else. So that one ingredient must be awful freaking potent, you think? Yeah. So I'm getting her blended up. We're going to go to my Choctaw yard and put this out. I've got a feeder jar over there, and the yellow jackets are just pounding the piss out of it. I'm not feeding honeybees. Although I was feeding over there, set that jar up, and immediately, here come the yellow jackets. And they were just pounding the crap out of that jar. So I said, man, I'm sick of these things. Then all of a sudden, after about going through like 3 quarts, boom, here comes the honeybees. Now, I don't know of any beekeepers in that area over there. I'm the only one. I'm the last. I'm getting to be the last of the Mohegans, guys. It seems like none of the younger generation, the younger kids, like when I was growing up, not many of them even way back then, 60 plus years ago, were even interested in honeybees. There's only a few of us weirdos. And today it's a lot less weirdos. And we have other weirdos. We have the Democrats. You can't get no weirder than them dudes, okay? Yeah, you can't get no weirder than that group. So, wow, it just all dissolved and went away in this mix here. Now, this idea is not mine. This is a marten, Michigan marten. He's due to slide on down here to Florida pretty soon. He's getting all of his bees ready for winter. He did really well with his winterization of the bees. I'm not really sure. He might comment on this video of how many colonies he's winterized and all. But yeah, he's the bears, I guess, up there are going into hibernation. He's only 40 miles south of the Mackinac Bridge, so it's pretty cold there. Makes some very good honey there, too. He's bringing me a pail of, he's bringing me a 60-pound pail, 5-gallon pail of basswood honey. I'm going to jar it up, 1 pound jars, and set it out on the road front and see what happens. People keep bugging me for honey, and I just don't have any local honey. I'm just hoping, guys, in 26 that I have enough bees, and good Lord willing, the creek don't rise and all that, you know, that I end up making some honey. What's going on out here? Let's take a peek, real quick peek outside here. I've got a feeder set up here. The pepper, it just seems like it's winding down around here. This is the only decent pepper tree I have here. And there's still quite a bit of bloom, but as you can see, there's a lot of berries already here. Yeah, this I've chopped this down several times because it just starts getting totally out of control. This cockleburs, these cockleburs are a real pain in the butt. But look at the pretty flowers they got on them. I saw bees working this the other day. These cockleburs. And there's some poke salad there. Berries are coming on that. I guess they got some nectar from that. But I got this feeder set up over here. Actually, 2 feeders, a liquid feed that I'm about to reload. I had a year or so ago quite an issue with yellow jackets on this setup, and this is kind of a good way to go, guys. If you got, they weren't finding my pollen sub. They were not finding my pollen sub, and they're eating back into this tube. You can build these. This is just downspout material. Take some thin wall 4-inch, and you put a cap on it. There's some black looking hornet right there. I don't know what the heck he is. I think I just put a pinch on him. But look at the bees now working this. So that what's telling me here is the pepper crop is already slowing down. So just put you a feeder above. And I do the same thing with my swarm traps. First year I started swarm trapping pretty much. And what I did is put the feeder up. You can see what I did. I took some number 30 tarred nylon and created this little harness for a 1 quart feeder. Poke a few holes, melt a few holes in, and dangle it over your trap or over your pollen feeder. Once this stuff, they're going to find this liquid first, and they're going to come in and start hammering on everything. So let me get this jar. I got my little tank here filled up here. It's got, I don't know, about another gallon left in it. And then we're going to go over to the Choctaw yard and see what's going on and put out another batch of yellow jacket bait. See if we can't start putting a hurt on these yellow jackets. I have had enough, okay? Okay, here's my bait from yesterday, guys. Pretty strong smelling. Got a bunch of gnats in there. And when I walked up here, there was a yellow jacket sitting in here chewing on it. Chewing on this stuff. I'm just going to add this new batch to this. And see, I got a jar here. It's played out. We'll put a new one of them on. Don't want to get any syrup in that. So we'll just hit this edge over here. Sorry, the tree dropped you. I've got the syrup here. Hornets can get at that. Let's reload this. Let's go reload this thing with some fresh bait. Martin says this works, but we haven't used, he's got a granular poison. So we got our stuff here. We just kind of blend around this new batch here. To be honest with you, I thought a raccoon or possum was going to crawl up this tree and get into this stuff last night, but they didn't. Yeah. So I'm going to put that right there. And we'll see what happens, guys. We'll check in tomorrow and see what's going on here. Martin says this poison, they eat it, tear it back, and feed it to the nest, and kills out the whole freaking colony. That's what we want. I learned something kind of cool from, there's a hornet here coming in now. There's a yellow jacket right there coming in, checking things out. They're looking for both the, there's one there. It won't take long. They smell that sugar water. And they love the meat. See him? Drinking that. He'll go back and tell his buddy, this thing will be swarming with yellow jackets. I wish it was swarming with honeybees, but it isn't. It was. Apparently that bunch of bees that were checking out my trap here, I found a better home somewhere. I've got this stand here, and I got one over there, and I'm gonna have to probably rob out that one and call to the waterfront. I need more stands on the waterfront. I'm thinking I could with the areas, the spots I have, I can put in 30 colonies is what I'm going to shoot for. And that should give me a pretty good load of honey, I would say. So that's the plan anyway. So I can make that honey money. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll come back tomorrow and check these and see what we got going on. See ya. Okay, troops. I learned this one from the legend. You don't know who the legend is? Really? That would be Rick Sutton. But you know, Rick Sutton wouldn't be nothing. He wouldn't be a thing without his sidekick, Vilma. Yeah, his wife, Vilma. Thank God for Vilma, yes. She does all of Rick's queen breeding. How about that? Yeah, very, very lucky guy. But Rick was telling me, you know, about these yellow jackets. He said, quote, if you take a beehive and set it next to a yellow jacket nest in bear country and a bear strolls in, he is going for the yellow jackets before he touches the beehive, because that yellow jacket nest is the prime rib. The honeybee hive is nothing but hamburger. He's going for the prime rib. Yep. So put that one in your pipe and smoke it, guys. See what you think of that. You learn things talking to commercial beekeepers, guys. Yeah, I've never learned anything from these so-called hobbyist bee meetings, you know, local beekeepers. I never learned anything from that. I never learned much of anything from that, but I have learned a lot from commercial beekeepers. So keep a commercial beekeeper in your circle, in your loop. You might start getting real smart, because these guys do it for a living. They're not in it for the hobbyist stuff. No, we have to make a living, and we have to make a lot of money to run tractor trailers, to run swinger forklifts, and acquire a lot of fuel to run to all these different job sites. Yeah. So that's all I got for you today. I know it just keeps going on and on, coming in with other stuff, but I thought I'd throw that little, speaking of yellow jackets, that little honeybee yellow jacket trick. See you real soon, guys. Be happy, be strong, and make all of your Italian girls happy. See ya.